America, the Land of Hopes and Dreams by Vanessa and Victoria. Jay Gatsby was born in a quaint little town in Croatia named Pula. Now 20, Jay is struggling financially and decides to pursue a better job in America, where his long-lost love resides. He intends to travel alone, and this is his story. When it's gone, you'll know what a gift love was. You'll suffer like this, so go back and fight to keep it. My true love Daisy moved away with her family 6 months ago to America. We write each other occasionally, and she tells me of the promise in New York. She tells me of the jobs available and the clean, untarnished buildings and roads. So I decided that I would travel through the Atlantic Ocean on the steamboat Marina de Gala. It was quite the experience. A crowded space with an odor to make one's stomach churn, while children's cries pierced my ears. I endured this hardship for 4,000 miles. Approaching Ellis Island, my anxiety level decreased. Daisy was near. Once on the port, people began to shove me aside. The doctors were inspecting people, and I saw others sobbing as they headed back towards the boat. I saw ordinary people being rejected, and I tried my best to contain my composure. After 1 hour of waiting in line, the inspector looked at me for about 60 seconds and gave me the go-ahead nod. I immediately took out Daisy's letters and began to search for the address. I searched for hours and hours, but no one wanted to help me, so I headed towards a motel. On my way there, I encountered many fellow immigrants. Judging by their accents, I could infer that they were mainly from Ireland, Italy, and Scandinavia. I was fortunate enough to know English before I came. When I entered the motel room, it was very different from my expectations. The bedding had stains on it, there were cockroaches scattering across the floor, and it smelled like something had died. However, I wasn't going to complain because I knew that I would soon be reunited with Daisy. But in the meantime, I needed to find a job to support myself. The next morning, I waited in a crowd of masses of people. I had pushed my way to the front and raised my hand when called upon. Once they saw my missing pinky, they waved me off. I knew that I would have to try again the next day without raising that hand. I went back for 2 weeks without getting picked. I was getting worried because my money was dwindling and there was still no sign of Daisy. After the 2 weeks, I was picked for a job working in a factory. It smelt really bad and the floors and walls were completely coated in dirt, but I didn't complain because I was getting income. On my way home from my first day of work, I was jumped by some local New Yorkers. They beat me into the ground and took the few dollars that I had on me. It's kind of a blur now, but I remember them mumbling something about me being an ignorant immigrant. I limped home and decided that I needed to find Daisy within the next couple of days. After I woke up the next morning, I went to work for a few hours and then looked for Daisy. It only took 1 hour for me to find her street address. After 5 minutes, I found her house her family had purchased. It was not much nicer than their home in Croatia, and I knew that Daisy was probably unhappy. However, I knocked on the door, and there she was. "You lied," I said to her. "About what?" Daisy responded. "It's not clean here at all." "I know," she said, "but I know that if you came here with me, it wouldn't matter how clean or dirty it was because we would have each other." And in that moment, I knew that the struggles that New York would bring would all be okay because I now had Daisy by my side forever.